Have you ever wondered where the blind pursuit of wealth can lead a person? The gold rush of 1849, a period in American history that seemed full of golden dreams, but in reality, behind it was a terrible story of destruction, greed, and cruelty. When the first glimpse of gold appeared in the rivers and mountains of California in the mid-19th century, the news spread like wildfire and millions of people from all corners of the world set out to try their luck. Farmers, laborers, adventurers, even those with no mining experience, all left their homes and headed to California. These people were called 49ers, and they believed that their lives would change once they got there. But the reality behind these dreams was much more bitter and dark. The sudden explosion of population in California shook the local social structure. In search of gold, rivers were filled with toxic chemicals. The land was mercilessly mined, and nature was forever scarred. Where thousands of people were blindly running after wealth, the law was weakened, and this vacuum was filled by crime, robbery, murder, and fraud. The powerful became the law, and the weak were left with only the burden of the defeat of their dreams. The greatest loss in this whole process was to the Native American population. The lands that had belonged to them for centuries were taken away from them. Their settlements were destroyed, their culture was erased, and thousands of innocent people were killed. All this was part of the blind race for wealth, which gave rise to exploitation in the name of development. Interestingly, millions of people came hoping to change their fate, but most returned empty-handed. The fact is that the real wealth did not go to the gold miners, but to the businessmen and capitalists who sold mining equipment, food, and other goods. In other words, the common people had dreams, but the reality was concentrated in only a few powerful hands. Modern historians still debate whether the gold rush was a symbol of progress or an example of human greed and cruelty. Some see it as a means to expand the American economy and create new opportunities, while others see it as simply a wealth obtained at the expense of the environment, local populations, and social justice. If we look at the world today, this story reminds us that the race for natural resources is not over. Oil, coal, diamonds, or the modern-day digital gold, data and crypto are all gold rushes of their own time. The question is, are we repeating the same mistakes again? Are we destroying the environment in the name of progress? Are we allowing wealth to accumulate in a few hands while the rest of the world is left empty-handed? The story of the gold rush is not just history, but a mirror in which we can also see the world today. It forces us to think about whether the blind pursuit of wealth will bring us prosperity or push us into the darkness of destruction. And if we don't learn from the past, history may repeat itself, and this time the price will be paid by all of humanity. This is the real story of Gold Rush, the dark truth behind the golden dreams that still stands as a warning to us today.